Hi everybody, I'm Cambridge English teacher Rory, or Cambridge Rory, from studentlanguages.com. And if you want to know how to not get fluent in English in 30 days, then keep watching this video and I'll show you how to do that. In order to give you a good answer of how not to get fluent in English in 30 days, I should give a very quick idea of what fluency is. So when I'm talking about fluency, I mean getting to the stage where I can communicate well in English, when English speakers understand everything I'm saying, and when I understand everything English speakers are saying. There are better, more in-depth descriptions and evaluations of English out there, and I will put a link to a couple of those in the description below. But that's what I mean. I mean being able to easily have a conversation with somebody in English. So here are my top tips for how not to get fluent in English in 30 days. So, if you don't want to get fluent in English in 30 days, here are my top recommendations for things not to do. First and foremost, don't speak in English. When you go outside, or when you talk with your friends, or when you talk with anybody, try your hardest not to speak in English. Recommendation number 2, try not to immerse yourself in the English language. For example, don't watch TV in English. Don't listen to the radio in English. Don't listen to podcasts in English. Don't listen to audiobooks in English. In fact, don't listen to English anywhere. Try and avoid English as much as possible. On your telephone, don't change the language of the telephone to English. Keep it in your native language. Don't download any English learning applications, for example, Duolingo. Don't download any word reference applications. I think there is an application called Word Reference. Don't download it if you don't want to get fluent. Don't download Google Translate. That's a no-no if you don't want to get fluent. Don't use English in your leisure time, and don't use English at work. Don't write emails in English. Don't speak to your English colleagues in English. Don't speak to your colleagues from other countries in English. Before I continue with this video, I just want to quickly ask you to give it a big like if you're enjoying it, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here are some of my top recommendations for how to not get fluent in English during this quarantine period. At the moment, it's June 2020, and the coronavirus, unfortunately, has swept the world, which has meant a lot of people are inside alone or with their loved ones. And while you may think this is a really good opportunity to learn new skills, for example, learning English, here are my top recommendations for how to not do that. When you're watching TV, for example, Netflix, Amazon Prime, don't put the language in English. When you're watching those television programs or films in your own language, don't put on English subtitles. When you're traveling, when you're walking or taking public transport or even driving to work, don't listen to English. Don't put the radio on in English. Also, when you're cooking and doing other household activities, don't put English on in the background. I really hope that you found some of these tips useful. I hope you realise that actually this video is a bit of a joke. But I feel it's important to point out that there are a lot of people out there telling you you can get fluent in 30 days or you can get fluent in 60 days. And it's an important issue to address for a couple of different reasons. One, you should be clear about your goals. What is fluency? What is fluency to you? In order to achieve something, you have to be clear about what that thing is. So write down your ambition with English. Write it down clearly on a sheet of paper, so then you have a better idea of the steps that you need to take in order to achieve that goal. The second thing that I'm here to tell you is be careful. Don't always trust when someone says, if you follow my work or if you follow my course, you can get fluent in 30 days. Don't always trust them because, to be honest, getting fluent in 30 days is really, 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 really difficult. In fact, I don't really know anyone that's ever done that, but I'd be interested to hear if you know someone who has got fluent in 30 days. I'm going to very quickly tell you a story about me before we end this video. I learned Italian. For me, I got fluent. I got to the stage where I could be understood and where I could understand. That was fluency for me, and I would say it took me about 6 months of really hard work. Hard work, not in an active sense, but actually what I did and what I would recommend, if at all possible, is to fully immerse yourself in that language. As people, I think we are naturally quite lazy. In fact, I know that I am naturally quite lazy. But if you force yourself to do something, if you put yourself in a situation where you need to do something, it's amazing the things that we can do and that we can achieve. And what I did to learn Italian, I went to Italy and I lived in an apartment with Italian people who were just speaking in Italian and who didn't speak in English. And they were also very friendly with me and with each other. So I was surrounded by the language a lot of the time. Of course, there are many of you that cannot go and move to an English-speaking country, but my advice is, if you want the best chance of becoming fluent in the language, immerse yourself in it as much as possible. So go back to the beginning of this video, take all of the things that I said not to do, and try to implement those things into your life. Of course, it will be really difficult for you to do all of those things, but maybe right now, take one of those suggestions about what not to do in English and try to start doing that thing right now. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I've been Cambridge English teacher Rory, or Cambridge Rory, from studentlanguages.com. I'd really appreciate it if you gave this video a like, if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel because that will help my YouTube channel grow. And if you press the bell icon, you can receive notifications on your phone or via email every time I make a new video, which could be really useful for you if you're learning English and especially if you're preparing for an English exam. So on that note, I'd like to say au revoir, mes amis. Ciao ragazzi. Hasta luego. Bye bye. Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Just give me a second. Hey guys, how's it going? I've been thinking about learning Spanish recently, but haven't really started yet.